Hey, this is the Entertainment Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is a topic of the problem with 3D movies, okay? So, when it comes to 3D movies, I'm referring specifically to Western type 3D movies made by companies like Disney, Pixar, all that type of stuff, those movies that they have out there. To be quite blunt and honest with you, that you're all too familiar with, whether it's movies like Shrek, Cars, Inside Out, all that type of stuff, okay? What I'm going to talk about today is a problem with them when it comes to how they are made. And this is not to trash them, but to give constructive criticism when it comes to the whole 3D movie industry, when it comes to obviously what they can do to make things better, okay? So now that I've mentioned that, let's get started. So when it comes to the topic of what is the problem with 3D movies, the problem with 3D movies is that it's too comedy themed, okay? Is for that matter, okay? That's a problem with 3D movies, okay? Which, if you watch my videos and follow my videos, you probably have realized that I've kind of talked about this a little bit before on my channel. I definitely have, okay? Because the truth of the matter is, like anything in the world, okay? You have to understand that you have to make things for a variety of an audience, okay? And not just for a variety of an audience, you have to realize that, just to sum things up even more so, that sometimes people just want to watch something that is just a good action movie, that's just interesting and entertaining, okay? For that matter, okay? To put it bluntly, okay? Not everybody in life really wants to just spend their time, of course, no surprise, just watching stuff that's meant to make them laugh. Because sometimes in life, in general, not only do you want something different, but sometimes you have to realize sometimes in life, sometimes things are not meant to be laughed at all. And trying to always laugh at everything, even if it's just for entertainment purposes, because, sometimes can kind of train your mind to see things in a way that's not very good. Sometimes in life, you do have to realize things are serious and there's no need to laugh, and that's the truth of the matter, okay? But anyway, now that I've done talking about that, the main thing is that, back to the main point, is that, simply put it, the truth is, not all the time people just want to watch stuff that's just meant to make them laugh, okay? And most of these 3D movies are just pretty much just focused on making you laugh, okay? And that's a problem with them, okay? Because sometimes I just want to watch a good action series. And this is for this very reason, just to continue on with what I'm saying, is the reason why anime is so goddamn popular, okay? Because the reason why Western animation is dying, and animation is just mean 2D, it can mean 3D, like I'm talking about in this case, is because all they focus on is just trying to make people laugh. But not all the time people just want to laugh. Sometimes people just want to watch a good action movie, okay? And the truth of the matter is, the best way to create a good action movie is you have to do it by having animations that make the character look actually more realistic. Making it look too cartoonish is not a good thing to do if you want to make good action scenes, okay? For that matter, okay? And that's the honest truth, for that matter, to put it bluntly, okay? To be quite blunt and honest with you, okay? Sometimes in life you just have to try to do something different, okay? To be quite blunt and honest with you, okay? Instead of just trying to just do the same thing, which is just, I'm just trying to make people laugh. Like, no, not all the time people want to laugh, okay? To be quite blunt and honest with you, okay? Sometimes people want something different. And if you're just going to produce the same generic, I'm trying to make people laugh all the fucking time, it just gets tiresome and boring and redundant and irritating, and even results in creative stagnation. In other words, just not being able to come up with new ideas, just coming up with the same ideas over and over again. And that is the honest truth of the matter. When everybody's trying so hard to be fucking funny all the time, it does kind of ruin the thing. So now that I've mentioned that, explain what my complaint is, the question, of course, comes up is, what is my solution, okay? Well, the simple solution is, to be quite blunt and honest with you, for that matter, which is a good question, is that what I definitely recommend these movies start doing is they start making more serious movies, okay? They start making things that are more, that not only look more serious, so they're more realistic in their appearance, but they also make things that are more action based and more serious based for that matter. Okay, instead of just trying to make something that's just meant to be funny. Okay, like they pretty much do. Something that's more action based. To sum it up, what I mean by serious. Okay, more action based. Okay, because sometimes you just want to watch something just fucking to be entertained. Not everybody in life just wants to spend their time just laughing at everything. There's nothing wrong with laughter, but you need some variety, and this is why 3D movies are dying, in all honesty, to be quite honest with you. Because they just do the same thing. Not only are they oversaturated, because not all the time people just want to see things in 3D, which is another topic in itself. The truth is just the topics, the way they present it, is just the same generic stuff over and over again. Why can't we just have something with good action scenes? And this is why Japanese anime is taking advantage, and it's so sad because I want to watch something, okay? Even though I know this is going to be a controversial take, a hot take, whatever you like to say, but I just really wish Western animation could be better made, in terms of like being made in a way that's more meant to be action themed, instead of just meant to be another generic, oh, we're trying to be funny theme. Especially when you look at Japan and the history that they've historically have, and to this day, most importantly, of course, have with the race issue for immigrants, specifically, of course, let's be honest, people who look like me, I kind of want to watch something where where it offers the ability for me to not really rely on them, because us in the West, we are so reliant on Japanese anime, it's not even funny, to be quite blunt and honest with you. And I kind of, as I think people are kind of maturing, especially with the political situation going on in the world right now, we're definitely learning that it's kind of best in life to kind of do things yourself and not rely on people to do things solely for you. And I'm not saying that you can't watch anime. I don't want those stupid people to say, oh, so what you're saying, you don't want to watch anime and there's something wrong with watching anime and all that stuff. You can still watch anime, but we need to have some more Western animation that's more serious so we can counteract anime. We don't have to rely solely on anime, okay? Because especially when you look at the history of Japanese racism and the things they're still doing now, sometimes I just kind of want to have a backup plan if something goes to hell in one way or another, and just in general not have to rely on Asia, specifically, of course, Japan, to produce actually good quality entertainment. If they could simply do that, I can guarantee you anime would lose a lot of popularity, okay? And I'm not saying anime doesn't have the right to be popular. Of course it has the right to be popular, but it's better to have at least some good quality competition, okay? Instead of just relying fucking on just anime to make something that's actually enjoyable to look at, and not just enjoyable to look at, but actually has good quality action scenes for that matter, okay? And to sum it up even more, it's just serious, and it's not just meant to be another we're trying to be freaking funny sort of thing, like all Western animation pretty much is, for that matter, okay? And that's the honest truth of the matter, and that's what I think would be really cool, instead of just relying on Japan, a nation you don't even know that well, in honesty. You don't even know them that well, in honesty. In Japan, especially when you look at the things they did, holy shit, to some of the other nations in their foreseeable future, you can definitely tell if things were to ever go to shit again, yeah, things would get really ugly, in honesty, okay? And you don't know what's going to happen in the world, okay? And that is the truth, okay? And this is why I get so annoyed with this topic. People need to be more self-efficient, and not just self-efficient, but more specifically self-reliant. Like, don't rely on people to show the world to you or have something in general that you specifically need. Make your own stuff. Don't rely on people who you don't even know if they're going to treat you well. Just like how all the Westerners who go to Japan all the time and they always complain about, oh, how the Japanese didn't treat them very well when they lived there, and they don't, no matter how hard you try, they won't even consider you Japanese. And we're not even talking about like racially Japanese, just like a Japanese person, like in terms of nationality. They don't even do that. And and that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not hating on Japan, but I'm just saying, like, you need something to kind of back yourself up, and that's the honest truth of the matter, instead of relying on people you don't know well. Because remember, some cultures of people, it just takes the smallest thing to happen, okay, for things to not go well for them, and it goes completely to shit, and you see a side of them that you never thought you would see. and that's the truth of the matter, okay? Besides, the point here is that we need to be in the Western world, more self-efficient and not rely on just anime and more specifically Japan to make good quality entertainment and stuff. And that's the honest truth of the matter. It might sound like an anti-Japanese rant. For that matter, it's not supposed to be an anti-Japanese rant. It's just supposed to be the truth, okay? And that is the honest truth for that matter, okay? I want to watch some good quality Western animation instead of just relying on something that's just anime theme. And that is the very, very, very truth, to be honest with you. Okay, so anyway, this is my video. This is all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed it, and just remember, if you like this video and videos like this, remember to thumbs this video up and hit the subscribe button. And this is all I have to say, and simply put it, I'm out. So bye.